Welcome to Mathenatic. We are busy revising content for paper 1, and in this video I would just quickly like to discuss the properties of an arithmetic sequence. The other name for an arithmetic sequence is a linear number pattern. And the main property of this pattern is that it has a constant difference between terms. For example, the pattern of 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so forth. You can see we consistently add 2 to get to the next term in that pattern. But let us focus a little bit on notation. So in the arithmetic sequence, T1 represents the first term in the pattern. Term 2 is the second term. Term 3, the third term, and so on. Now notice what I did here. I have term 1 is equal to A. So A in our formula for the arithmetic sequence represents the first term in the number pattern. So the formula for this pattern is available on the formula sheet. But let's see, how do we move from term 1 to the second term? So from 1 to 2, we have added D, the constant difference between terms. Then from 2 to 3, it's A plus D plus D. So to move to the third term, we need to add the constant difference again. And that's why we have 2D in the third term. And that pattern continues as we go on. So what you notice is that for term 3, we are adding 2D. For term 4, we are adding 3D. For term 5, we are adding 4D. So if I go to term 60, it will be A plus 59D. And can you see the difference between the term number and the number of differences that we add is 1. So we are adding 1 less difference than what we have in our term number. And that's why we have n minus 1d in our equation. So can you see, if I rewrite term 5, I'll have term 5 is equals to A, which is the first term, plus 5 terms minus 1 times D. And that becomes A plus 4D. So I hope that helps you understand why we have n minus 1 in brackets next to D. So in our notation, A represents the first term, N, the number of terms or the position in the number pattern. D is the constant difference between the terms. And we find D by saying term 2 minus term 1 or term 3 minus term 2. So look what will happen if I say term 2 minus term 1. Term 2 is A plus D. And if I subtract the first term, which is A, the A's will cancel out and I'm left with D, the constant difference between terms. Now that will also happen if I say term 3 minus term 2. So term 3 is A plus 2D and we subtract A plus D. So the A's will cancel out and you will have 2D minus 1D, which becomes D as well. So that is some of the basic properties of the arithmetic sequence or linear number pattern that you would need to know for paper 1. Thank you for watching. Remember to show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to Mathenatic.